Hey, what's going on YouTube? Dexter here, one half of the upgraders. Listen, hope you guys are doing awesome. I wanted to come and shoot this message to you because this is actually something that's been on my mind all day, and I don't know where it came from. But normally, when God kind of gives me something like this, it's like I need to talk to people. Have you ever heard of the term or the quote, "Familiarity brings contempt"? Have you ever heard of that quote or that saying? Well, let me tell you what it means. I actually looked it up. I have it here on the computer. So, familiarity is used in the expression to say that if you know a person or a situation very well, you can easily lose respect for that person or become careless in that situation. Here's an extension of that. It says, contempt means that one is at the stage where they know too much detail about another to the extent that they take one for granted or lose respect for them. That's a term that I've heard growing up, and I used to wonder, man, what does that really mean? It simply means this: as we all we get older, we establish relationships, right? Sometimes what happens is when people know too much about you, that opens up the window for disrespect, uh, uh, and a lack of value kicks in. I used to work, one of the jobs that I used to have, I used to travel a great deal. So I was in Spokane, Washington, at a company event. I was there for actually a week. And during the day, our manager said, "Hey, you guys, we'll see you at the bar. Let's meet at the bar for drinks around 5:30." So everybody's in the office, around 12 of us. So we're going to meet at the bar for drinks. So we get there at 5:30, and I notice that he's not there. So probably closer to 6 o'clock, he pops in. He grabs a beer. Everybody else is having what they drink. He took a couple of sips, and then he leaves. And I used to wonder, why does he do that? And it occurred to me the reason he did that. He was the supervisor of us all, but it occurred to me he did that because of what this quote says: familiarity brings contempt. When you allow people to come in and get too close to you, then they begin to say, I know what they're going to say. I know what that person is like. I know what they're going to do. And then that brings a level of devaluing that comes. So I wanted to share that with you because one of the things that we absolutely cannot do in this season is devalue relationships. There are relationships that God brought together. There are relationships that people actually help you along to get you to where you need to go. There are people that have helped my wife Tanya and I get us to where we needed to be. And we recognized we cannot mismanage that relationship because we've become familiar with that person. So I'm going to tell you something. If you have a tendency of mismanaging relationships, then I'm going to urge you to think again because you can expedite your process if you learn how to value the relationships. Now, not every relationship is worth keeping, so to speak. I mean, some people come into your life and they move on. That is exactly what that's for. Either you learn something from them or they learn something from you. That's how it goes. However, there are relationships that God put together, and He allowed people to come together for the sole purpose of either transferring information or one person is learning from the other. So I'm going to urge you, when you turn off the value scenario when it comes to people in your life, you just may be cutting off the access that you were going to need to get to that next level. And if you become familiar and you do devalue that relationship, it's going to set you back much further than you realize. So think about it. Familiarity brings contempt. Do not allow your familiarity with people to cause you to start devaluing them. Because if you do, it might cost you in the long run. Listen, this is Dexter. I wanted to share this message with you. One half of the upgraders, our tagline is, we may not know you, but we know what's in you. We'll see you on the next broadcast.